Right, today I am going to talk about your identity that you have when you are promoting yourself. So, okay, now I don't know if you know these guys. I mean, I was not, and I'm not bagging them at all. I think they've got fantastic branding, which is why I'm talking to you today about them, because this is phenomenal. My son went off to the gym, okay, yesterday with a friend of his, and he was so excited. He said, "Mum, Prime is on sale." And I thought they were talking about Prime on TV. So, when you're running on the treadmills and you can watch while you're running, I thought they were talking Prime TV or what's a Prime Amazon or whatever it is that they have, where you get that special subscription and you can watch whatever it is you want. So I'm going, oh, that's nice. You can watch whatever you get with the program, Mum. Prime drink. And I was like, okay, so what's the big deal, So he said, oh, it's from America. And it's like, you can't get it here. And these are the first ones. This particular gym has got this particular brand in, you see. So they're first off the block. So this wee bottle of water, okay, I was like, what makes it so special? Can you tell me? And he said, well, it's from the States. It's new. It's limited, to this particular outlet. You can't buy it in the supermarkets. You can't buy it anywhere else. And it's a hydration drink, okay. I'm not into them personally, these hydration. I'm really not into the energy drinks at all. I mean, these, I know the names, but I don't want to say them because I don't want to have any problems with the companies. But I can tell you, like, they are full of color. I mean, you just see the bottles and you just think, how much coloring is in there, man? How much preservative is in there? How much caffeine? How much sugar? I mean, the stuff that they pump into those energy drinks, I'm just like, no wonder you're high. No wonder you got energy. If I tipped half a bag of sugar into you, and all that coloring and stuff that wires you up, of course you'd have energy. You go up like a rocket, but you're going to come down like an avalanche. When you hit down, you're going to wipe big time. So you're going to have this going on if you drink that kind of stuff. So I'm not a fan of that stuff at all. If it's your thing, it's your thing. But I would be looking at the back of those, the labels and seeing what's on the back. So I did. I went immediately, being a mother, I was like, okay, let me have a look, and it's like, oh, actually, it doesn't have very much sugar. There's no added sugar, actually. It's only 20 calories. And look, I think it's because their claim is that it is all actually mostly natural, like coconut water and all of this sort of thing. But I mean, I am sort of like, still, it's gluten-free. Well, you kind of would think a drink would be gluten-free typically, wouldn't you? I saw gluten-free shampoo the other day and I was like, oh, that's interesting. Gluten-free shampoo, what? You're planning on eating it, were you? Just why don't you put nut-free and, I don't know, whatever the other allergies are. But I just had to have a little giggle to myself. I was like, I've never tried to eat shampoo before. But anyway, my point is, is that what fantastic marketing they've done, this is prime marketing, isn't it? These guys, I wish I was getting endorsed by them. I really do, because this is like, it's naturally flavored. There's no artificial colors, and that's lemon lime, that one. Okay. Now, what have they got right that the others haven't? Okay. Well, there's not all the crap in it. Okay. So I was like, yeah, actually, I'd be game for you to get that. If you're going to actually put this stuff into your body, that one's okay to put in, I thought. Now, the wonderful thing they've done is they've made it unique in that it's limited, that you can't actually get it anywhere else. Now, these are tips that we can learn from this, guys, okay? It's like people will pay when it's limited, when there's limited stock, when it's unique, okay? It's unique because, you can't, no one else is having it where it's all natural in the back. It's all full of all that other crap. And now you've got it where it's all natural and you're actually going to be paying, like, I'll pay more for that. Do you know how much he paid for this? $12 for one bottle. I just about fainted. Now, this could be my Scottish coming out in me, okay? My dear darling father, But I have to admit, I was like, are you kidding me? $12, okay? Now, in New Zealand, over here, in the hospitality section, they are probably making $25 an hour. That means somebody's half an hour of their work for one bottle of coconut water that is natural ingredients. Now, my Scottish in me goes, wonder if you could make that at home. Coconut, and you put in a squeeze of, say, vitamin B. You know, you could buy that from down the store. You could, this is where my mind's going, because I'm thinking, freaking no way. You could probably make 10, 20 bottles, if you bought all the ingredients maybe and put it together. But of course, it doesn't say prime, and you don't sort of have the bottle when you're in the gym with that. So it now becomes, people start identifying with it, don't they? It's like, I'm wealthy enough to buy that. Okay, it's like Apple, people, they don't discount. I actually asked the guys at one of the stores here that sell all the computers and stuff, tech store, and I said, why do they not do discounts? And they said, Apple don't discount, they don't need to. And I was like, so true, isn't it? In fact, it's the opposite. They have obscene, it was it $2,000, for a phone? And I was like, $2,000, that's for a phone, and people are lining up, and doing pre-orders, and you see these crazy videos and photos of where like the doors are being pushed down as the Apple store doors are about to open and they're about to rush in. They will pay premium. My daughter, I remember, and even my son, they loved the feeling of the packets. Okay, so we're not allowed to throw those boxes away because they feel nice, you see, when you open them. Okay, now I'm sporting an Apple Watch, okay? This is not the latest version. So I'm like going, I expect this to last years. Again, the Scottish comes out, okay? But it's the point, is that you can, it's like, it does everything I need, whatever it is. But now it's outdated before you know it. And they, it's so cleverly done in that the way that they construct the next lot, it doesn't take the right charging station, or now you want a supercharger, so you have to have a different type of phone. So they've got it sussed. So we've got to start thinking about how can we be so unique that people just go there. Okay, that's one of the things for your business. Your unique selling point is going to demarcate you from the others. So where we get to the point where people start identifying with your product, I love my Apple phone. I can't live without my Apple phone. Why am I hugging a bottle of water when I'm saying that? Okay, because my phone's with you, of course. How'd you think about that? Okay, it's getting later, people, sorry. Oh dear, there's hope for me yet, right? But when you start getting people going, I've got to be seen with this, it's a label, I've got to be, I don't even know what this label is. But, I'm happy to buy labels because of quality, okay? But I don't really particularly care about what the label actually is. If it's going to last me the distance and it's good quality and it does what it wants, that I want it to do, then I buy it. But you see, I grew up in Zimbabwe, and I've got to tell you a funny story. Because of sanctions with Mugabe, we didn't have the luxury of being able to buy whatever we wanted because the world got locked out. We weren't allowed to trade with anyone because of the sanctions. So that now meant that basic stuff was even a luxury to actually buy, if I'm honest, and clothing particularly was a big thing. Now, dare I say, back in Africa, the ladies tend to be a little bit larger, so they got bigger assets, shall we say, and bigger assets down here, big booties. So we like to say that, aren't we? We can say booties. Okay. And so even just buying underwear was such a luxury. So for us, it wasn't even a case. As a European living in an African, environment like that, I just remember our friends saying, there's knickers down at Barclays, let's go, and it's we didn't care. It wasn't even about the color. It was like, was it the size that fitted and they didn't look like granny knickers? That was like a huge thing. It's like, Score City, we've got knickers that don't look like grandma's. And that to me, so you see, I'm so trained out of label. For me, it's just like, I don't really need the label. For me, the label is all about ego. And, and I grew up with you're lucky you've got anything and it fits, and who cares, right? It serves its function. But I do realize that the rest of the world does not think about me. They didn't grow up with Mugabe, and they didn't have that issue of shortages, of course. So we have got such an overwhelm of options now, and our market is just flooded online, and there's just so much pressure, isn't there, around that whole labels thing, that people will pay. And they'll pay $12 for a bottle of coconut water with some vitamins in. I'm like, seriously? But day 2, and he's come back with another bottle. So you know what it is? I think I've rubbed off on him. He's saying he's left it out on the kitchen counter, and he's taking offers. Don't you love him? I just love that. My son, he's so cool. I was just like, of course you are, sweetie, because his sister wanted to try, okay? And so he needs some cash, I think. I'm guessing. And so he's gone with, maybe. So now this is another thing. One of his friends, also very entrepreneurial, and my son's 14. He's not anywhere near this stage, but his son, my son's friend was thinking of, before this came to New Zealand, of bringing this into New Zealand and selling. And I was like, I think it's a great idea. I can help you with that. So anyway, they didn't end up doing it, obviously, and now this chain has got hold of it. So that's another thing. You're going to get competition, aren't you? And it's like you just need a exercise outlet like these guys who are franchised throughout the country. And now where you were original, you are no longer. So when you can try and get exclusivity around whatever it is you want to promote, product, or it doesn't even have to be a physical product. If you can get an agreement, even it could be a service, it could be whatever it is, try and get that exclusivity, that uniqueness about it nutted out right at the beginning, because that's going to help pull you out from the crowd. And the other thing that you if you can get it to the point, but it does take time, where people are identifying with it, that you're not cool if you're not seen without this at the gym. You're not cool unless you have an Apple Watch or Apple phone. And look, I've got it, but I do it, if I'm honest, because I do a lot of videos. I need a lot of storage. But you see, this is what happens, is the customers will justify why they buy it. Okay, so it's like, oh no, I needed to spend thousands and thousands of dollars because, and then it lists underneath, and that's when you know you got your marketing right. Okay, so those are handy little tips that you can have. So what's your prime? What's your uniqueness? Where can you get it to the point where people are, that's my thing. That's me. I'm proud to be part of that brand. I wear that brand. I vouch for that brand. I speak for them, and that's what I'm hoping. Like with you guys, with the VICKI JANE stuff, it's like if we can all go, this is who we're going to walk on our own paths. We're going to wear our own shoes. We're going to get real clear about what our path is, and I'm going to be the very best version of myself. So it's my shoes, my path, my way, and that's my identity, and I don't retire from that. That is who I am. And that's who I'm going to be until God decides to check me out, So that, if we could all get so crystal clear, what a wonderful life it would be, right? And I've got that song going off in my head. It's a wonderful, wonderful life. Anyway, I hope you agree. And if you did, please like, share, subscribe. And share, if you wouldn't mind, let other lovely ladies know about this stuff. It would be really good, because the more we can get together on the same path, helping each other, connecting with each other in an authentic way, without the labels, you know, I just love you just the way you are. You don't have to be anything other than who you are. Then how amazing would that be? Like if we can just break that whole trend that's happening out there saying that we're not good enough, that we're not enough to be, you know, successful. We, you know, don't even try. I'm saying rubbish to all that. Let's do it. Okay? Come and join me. Okay. Namaste. Thank you so much.